asked her to quiet down, but she still continued to yell and scream, and she began throwing the victim's items outside in a large white plastic trash bag. Um, the officers again tried to get her to calm down, but she refused and continued to yell and scream profane language in the public. Therefore, she was arrested for disorderly conduct. And as far as the state's recommendation, the state is recommending 12 months, 1 day to serve, with credit for time served, the balance to be probated, for the defendant to pay a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, and take an anger management course. Um, and if I may, in aggravation, while the defendant does have a limited criminal history, this isn't the only incident involving this victim. She actually picked up a felony terroristic threat charge against the same victim the next day, after allegedly threatening to kill him in front of officers. It would be the state's belief that while she might be frustrated with her brother's living situation, and that she might feel as though he does uh, maybe take advantage of her, or feels as if he's a freeloader, the remedy for that is not to threaten or to get into somebody's face. Regardless of how angry you are, there are better ways and more civilized ways to handle anger, in which there were plenty of points where she could have walked away, or filed an eviction to have her brother removed from the house if he did not leave on his own. And so we would ask we would ask the court to sentence her under a guilty plea as opposed to a no contest, given that this did happen in front of officers and other witnesses and was captured on body camera.
All right. Ms. Hall?
Yes, Your Honor. So part of the reason for my client's wish to enter a no contest plea is because she's
because she got a felony pending?
No, Your Honor. And I actually don't, I've looked it up and I don't see that there's a felony pending. I'm looking it up again, but I had just looked it up just a minute ago and I did not see that there's a current felony pending. I don't see a felony pending, but nevertheless, on the date of the incident, she explained to me that her brother had been threatening her in front of her child. That on the date that the incident happened, she was frustrated about the fact that the brother had been living there. He's a 30-plus-year-old man with no job that has exhausted the resources of his mother. His mother doesn't want to take him in anymore. And so sister has offered to help. She offered to help and she's getting back home. She has her child, who at that time is a toddler, and he's screaming about her being disrespectful to him, and he's living in her house. She's asking him to leave her residence that she's graciously allowed him to live in. And so at the time that the officer heard her threatening him, it was in response to him threatening her. He's upset, I guess I'm assuming male ego, and he's upset that she's making rules, he's not paying bills, and she's responding to his threats at the time. So my client is a student. She just recently graduated, and she essentially on that day was just asking him to leave. She says that she explained to me that the officers even heard her ask him to leave and that he was threatening her. She says that officers heard that both times. So we agree that there was some sort of disorderly conduct, but not in the way that the state is alleging that it happened, and that it was in response to her brother threatening her in front of her toddler. Ms. Dominic's mother is also not present on the Zoom call, but present with her, if need be, to speak on just the relationship of Mr. Dominic within their family. The state is correct that he has been essentially mooching off of them, and we believe that mooching off of them. And we believe that the day in jail was sufficient enough time for Ms. Dominic to be punished, if that's what the state is looking for the action. Also, the original recommendation that was given to us that I shared with my client, just for the record, I understand they can change it, was a $200 fine and 20 hours of community service. Ms. Dominic has been out of work since this incident took place. And so she's looking to get back to work. And so the community service, she believes, would be a burden on her at this time, as well as the fine, because she's been out of work. So she doesn't have any money. And then the community service is going to be hard for her to complete when she's going to have to go back to work, especially to make up all of the hours that she's missed.
All right. So, Ms. Dominic, I've heard both sides. I'll allow you to do a NOLO, and 12 months to serve 1 day credit for time served, a $200 fine. That'll be $298 with the surcharges, and 40 hours of community service, and the anger management class. Wait. I'll do 20 hours of community service in the anger management class. But Ms. Dominic, let me explain something to you. First of all, no grown man needs to be helped by the women in his family. If he can't stand on his own 2 feet as a grown man, then he might have to fail. But if you can get out there and work and go to school and take care of your child and have a place to stay and put a roof over your head, so can he. So if he can't manage that, he might just have to fail. Y'all might just have to let him fall through the cracks. And I'm just going to be honest with you, because he's a grown man. And if he can't figure it out, then trust me, he get hungry enough, he'll make a way. The second thing is, everybody's got to stop acting like they on some Real Housewives of fighting love hop hip in Atlanta thing. Everything is over the top. Everybody's fighting. Everybody wants to take it to the limit. You have too much to lose for that. The police were already there trying to handle the situation, and you're going to go over the top and show out in front of the police. That's so unnecessary. And that's not how you want to teach your child to address the issues. You have a future that includes being a mom to your child and working in a job progressively more, managerial, or, you're moving up the ladder. Those kinds of things, that's not the way you operate. We're clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I get that some grown rusty man shouldn't be living up on you, and you had reached the peak of frustration. I get that. But y'all stop trying to carry him, you and your mom. He's grown. If he falls, he falls. He'll get up. But that's the problem that we have so much here in America, is that people are carrying folk they shouldn't be carrying. Your mama raised you as a female to get out there, go to school and work. She probably coddled him. And I'm just going to say it. Oh, that's my son. Make him get out there and be a grown man and work and do what he needs to do. So don't take him in no more. We're clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm 12 months to serve 1 day, $200 fine, 20 hours of community service, and an anger management course. I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Miss James. She's gonna explain everything you need to know about probation, and the quickest way to get rearrested is to not appear for probation. So please make sure you appear. If you have any questions or issues, make sure you ask your probation officer. All right.
I
Yeah.
have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on.
I don't reside in Georgia anymore. I live in Kentucky.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. Dominic.
I'll do phone and mail report, but you have to ask for the information necessary to report by phone or mail. Okay, and it's mostly
Yes,
mail
ma'am.
report. If I was you, I'd go to the post office and get 12 stamp envelopes and address them and just send them in with the form every month when you have to report. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
That was
Yes.
Was that a terminate upon completion of the fine and the service?
If she completes it, yeah, I'll TLC it.
Thank you,
As long as she don't take in no other man who can't take care of himself.
Your Honor. I don't expect that she'll be doing that.
All right.
And Your Honor, I just wanted to, I don't think I said it, but the victim doesn't want any contact. So if we could add a no contact provision.
Oh, I don't think she want contact with him either, but yeah, no
I
contact.
get it. And I just wanted to perfect the record as it relates to the felony charges. They are not a part of this case at all, just to ensure that there's no double jeopardy issues if the DA pursues those charges. But they are currently being reviewed. I don't think that an indictment's been filed yet, but they are upstairs.
All right, the other thing is, what's the name of the alleged victim in this case?
Oh, it's D'Anthony, Deanthony. Dominic is spelled the same.
All right. All right. So no contact with Mr. D'Anthony Dominic. All right, ma'am, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room, and once you finish with the breakout room, you don't have to come back here. You'll be free to go.
What about the felony?
I don't know anything about that, ma'am. That's not my call. My understanding is it's under review. It may go forward, it may not.
Okay.
All right. All right, go into the breakout room for me.